Hi everybody, welcome to the South Australian Sports Show. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. Rob Popplestone, as always, joins me. Got a little smile going, Poppy. What have you been up to
I don't know.
this week?
You know, you just have good weeks and bad weeks, and this week I've just had a good week. It's been a good week. I mean, I've enjoyed the football so far. We've had the Hall of Fame earlier in the week. I mean, there's so many good things happening around this state at the moment. I'm excited. Let's hope that the good things continue.
Why don't you just cut to the chase for our viewers and tell us who you spoke to this week that's got you smiling all week?
Well, you may have heard his name mentioned. Little bloke called Malcolm Blight.
Malcolm Blight. So you're down doing a story,
Yes.
and in walks Blighty.
Yep.
And you said, well, I may as well ask him a few questions.
Well,
for
we
the
did.
show.
Well, I was down there having a bit of a look at the exhibition, the South Australian Football League exhibition at the State Library, corner of Kintori Avenue and North Terrace. If you haven't been there, and lots haven't yet, but lots have, go there. It's free entry. It's a really nice place just to go through, reminisce. They've got videos. They've got a whole lot of different Guernseys and medals, and it's like walking to a bit of a time warp, but the emotions, whether you love footy or any close to, or ever close to SANFL, doesn't matter. You'll get it. It's got a good feeling about it.
140 years of,
Yep.
of journey to get through.
And I think it's a really important thing sometimes to reflect back, because that's how you improve going forward. And if you look at where the game's come from and the players that have represented this state at SANFL level, and some who have gone on to AFL level, Blight's a perfect example, it's good stuff. It really is.
And the viewers are going to get a chance to see Blighty later in the show. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of talking that goes on before.
Yeah.
Some chatting after. Anything you can share with us that's not on the interview?
Well, look,
Or just good for you two to catch up and talk about how far you could send a torp and who was the better player.
I tell you, I used to love watching Blighty and Neil Craig warming up prior to the Crows coming out to commence training, and Craigie would try to take on Blighty.
Oh, please.
I know, yeah, I know. Exactly right. Blighty could send them as far as Matthew Robran, and Matthew Robran, when he got onto them, was outstanding. He could still send them 70 plus metres when he got onto them, and he got onto them more times than he didn't. You know, and some of the guys, I always remember that game at Princess Park when after the siren he nailed one from. Well, I think it's up to about 150 metres now, but against Carlton, it was fantastic. Went through post high, and you know, I love talking to him, and you'll hear it later about the things that you used to do in SANFL football that you wouldn't be seen dead doing these days. And I'll give you a bit of a clue.
A smoke before the game or a smoke at half time?
A smoke during the game. A smoke during the game. Can you imagine?
Blighty was having a smoke during the game.
As a coach of the side, sitting on the bench. Now, I ask you, what would happen now if you looked up and you saw Pikey having a cigarette, having a dart during the course of the game? But that's just the way the game was. And that's just one of a few little fun stories we have.
All right, I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. Craig Warman, of course, from the Southern Footy League is going to join us. Blighty's on the show. We've got interviews with show jumpers. The CEO of Harness Racing is coming in. Big event for them coming at Wayville. Bevo's tips, plenty coming up on the show. Hope you can stay with us. Yes, welcome back to the South Australian Sports Show, the Footy Mag, the SA Footy Mag.
Good mag.
Probably that is the one you want to get.
Good mag.
Sam Bradbrook, one of the riders. What do we call you? Journo now, mate? What are you, Sam?
Journo's probably
Journo. Sam the Journo joins us. How's things going, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks to yourself.
The Footy Mag, what's been happening?
Busy as always, every week coming out, 3 magazines covering the AFL, SANFL, local footy, country footy. Spoken a lot about the local and country footy, but we do have 35 pages on the AFL every week.
35 pages is a big ask.
Yeah, we've got Bevan Jones on the power. His mood seems to change.
Bevan, well, his mood changes at the best of times.
He wouldn't be classified as a journo though, would he?
Oh, I wouldn't give him that one.
No.
And Alex Jacobs
Bloody
does
nuisance,
the
say about
Crows.
that. Nuisance.
And he's been a bit happier this season. But and 15 pages on the SANFL, our team. We've got Aaron Hanna, John O'Keefe, Josh Teakle, Dylan Matthews, Dan Crouch, covering what's been a very good SANFL season so far.
Yep. Now, what are you covering at the moment, mate? What did you cover last week?
I covered Division 1 over the weekend, halfway through the season there now, and it's very hard to pick as it was before.
Tea Tree Gully still
Teacher Gully and Ross Trevor, especially Ross Trevor at the moment.
Okay.
Benchmark. Rossi's had a very good win on the weekend over Goodwood.
Hey mate, last week we saw Eddie Betts. In between they had a break, they had to buy. So Eddie Betts turned up at Lockley's, Division 5 for training, and Lockley's won on the weekend, so it's amazing how it can follow through. Was that a big story? When you guys sit down and talk about stories, Eddie Betts, one of the greats in South Australia at the moment, turning up at a Div 5 training session, just to have some kick with the boys.
Yeah.
It was a big story everywhere, and you have to say good on Eddie Betts for going around.
Fantastic.
You know, if I was an AFL player with a weekend off, I'd probably take it to rest, but he just wanted to have a kick, and those blokes out at Lockley's must have just felt on top of the world, sort of running around with one of the best players going around at the moment.
You know what? It's something like that sort of takes the blinkers off the possibilities. If a football club had an obligation during the course of the year that one player goes to one club during the course of the year to help, you know, a Division 1 club, a country club, whatever it might be. I know it's hard to manage, but it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible, but the demands on those players are just excessive, Poppy.
Oh,
I mean,
you know what? Turning up and going for a leisurely warm-up, a kick with the local lads.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you know, everybody wants them. Everyone wants a piece.
Sure.
Of them. So perhaps if they said to that, okay, we'll do that, but we can't do all these charities. So you've got to find the balance. But I agree with what you're saying. I think it would be sensational for grassroots footy to have the top 80 players in South Australia, the Crows and the Power, one of those guys going out there once a year to have a kick with the boys.
One great example, Daniel Menzel from the Geelong Footy Club.
Yes.
Always back at the Golden Grove Footy Club up in the northeast, helping out, running trainings for the A's and B's, doing some stuff with the younger kids.
Sure.
As soon as he's got a weekend off and back in Adelaide, he's helping those guys out. So it's a great feeling when you've got an AFL player out there.
Look, I think so, and I think when there's a connection of an AFL player coming back to maybe where his career started, it tightens that connection, and also it gives the opportunity to do something structured and planned around him coming back, whether it's a sportsman night that lines up with it or not. I mean, everyone's battling for a quid at the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes we treat these footballers are fantastic athletes, but they're not gods. Some of them are close, but they, you know, I think there needs to be
a balance.
A balance somewhere.
I like the Eddie Betts story better. I think it'd be
I love that
for them just to turn up, as opposed to, you know.
Okay, yeah,
But I see your point. There's a fundraising component to it as well.
Yeah.
Sam, if we want to download the Footy Mag, what's the best way?
Go to the SouthAustralianFootballer.com. You can download the magazine in either the country footballer format, local Adelaide footballer format, or the SA footballer with the AFL, SANFL, AFL women's, SANFL women's, Masters, everything you can ask for. Get on there, have a read, and I'm sure you'll be back next week.
All right, the mag is magnificent. The journo, Sam Bradbrook, was our guest. Stay with us. Still a bit to come on the show.